Republicans say that they want strong families, they want people to get married, they want people to have kids, and yet take a look at what they're saying to those people, desperately trying to comply with the browbeating they get from the right. They're now telling parents, also you have to quit your job and you have to stay home with your kids. But don't worry, we're gonna make it affordable. And they're definitely not doing that. It is utterly ridiculous what they think is enough to justify people returning home to spend all their time with their kids. And so you might wonder, well, so are they pushing for like wages to be higher? So we could all just have one person who's working and the other person gets to stay home? No, they're not doing that. They haven't suddenly changed on wages. Here's what they're considering. Ideas under discussion include giving more money to families for each child they have, which sounds good until I tell you the amount. Eliminating federal tax credits for daycare. We're gonna have to return to that one because how the hell is that helping people? Opening up federal lands for the construction of affordable single family homes, maybe. If families can spend less on housing, advocates reason, then more families will be able to survive on only one income, which sure, that's not a bad plan. I mean, the idea that opening up these federal lands is gonna be enough by itself to solve our housing crunch is madness, but that doesn't sound that bad. But let's return to those two earlier things. They're like, don't worry, you can just have one of you go home, wink, wink, the woman, get the hell back in the house, and we're gonna make it affordable for you. So Republican Senator Jim Banks recently introduced a bill that would raise the credit to $4,200 for children under 6 years old and $3,000 for older children. So if they brought back this child tax credit, it would be slightly higher. Families can claim the credit for up to 6 children and would be fully refundable. Notably, the legislation would add a $2,800 credit for pregnant women starting at 20 weeks, part of their attempt to normalize the idea that a fetus is exactly the same as a full-grown child. This is culture war stuff, that's all it is. But I want you to just think about the money. So Jim Banks says $4,200. Missouri Republican Senator Josh Hawley has suggested expanding it to $5,000 per child, slightly more. Okay, so if you know that people are struggling to make ends meet, having the child tax credit, that's great, I want that. Raising it to be even more money is great, that's wonderful. If you think that $5,000 a year is gonna let that person not work anymore, what the hell is going on, man? Were you just decanted from a container full of like viscous fluid a few days ago? How the hell is a person gonna give up their job for $5,000? That's absolute madness. And so you would need far more money, but again, it's not about this actually being affordable. It's about advancing the idea that women shouldn't be working, that there's something fundamentally wrong with a society where women work. And then trying to make it seem as if it would take this very small amount of money for it to be possible for us to go back to one income families. That's just not feasible. These people are so utterly disconnected from the real world, Sharon. What do you think?
Yeah, they are. I think you could probably live on the $5,000 if you only buy $2 dolls. And don't buy 250 pencils. Those
maybe
number
5
two.
pencils.
Right, maybe 5. And I do have a question though. You said 20 weeks. Why not 6 weeks? Okay. Why not that tax credit? Why not 6 weeks, right? Here in Georgia, that's what we know. You know, they're very viable, okay? That's a child, 6 weeks. This is what happens. And I hate to say it this way, but I think history's on my side. When a bunch of men, and in this case, mostly white men, get together and they think they're so clever. They really think they're so cute in solving this issue for women and families. And I don't know if they've changed a diaper or done anything with their children. It's probably unfair to speculate, but my thoughts are no. Because then you wouldn't be saying dumb things like 5,000 or 4,200. Thanks, Josh Hawley, for the extra $800, but none of it's going to be enough. Okay, there's something going on with him. He wants more. What he wants, 2028 or something? I don't know. But he's doing some things that are slightly un-Hawley-like.
It's one child, Sharon. How much could it cost? $5,000? I mean, utter madness. And let's close by just acknowledging one more thing. I know that we're going over. The second thing that we talked about was eliminating federal tax credits for daycare. Do you know what they're doing? They're saying right now you can get a little bit of a refund for the daycare required for you to be able to go to work and be able to make that second income. Now that's making it too easy for people to work. Let's kill that. So they can't afford daycare, so they have to stay home. That is one of the most insidious things I think that we've covered on TDR. As they're saying, oh, our heart goes out to these people and we want to make kids affordable. We don't want it to be affordable for you to go to daycare. Absolute madness. Vote every single one of these people out of office.